So I want to dig into some meat and potatoes. You know, like I actually want to get in there. It's great that you're working on a lot of new projects. We can't wait to see what rolls out over time.
Right.
And you know what? The internet has like a very short attention span, and I think you and Shroud both returning to Twitch was one of the biggest moments in like pop culture, internet, gaming history because it was unprecedented. You go to this platform, obviously getting paid a ton of money. You go over there and do the best job that you can to bring over the Ninja community. It just doesn't gain any traction. Microsoft pulls out a Mixer, and we're in this period where you got to decide what's next. Like, what was the thought process for you? Were you ready and geared up? Like, Twitch was the only option? Were you considering YouTube? Were you considering Facebook? Like, what was the biggest priority for you?
Really good question, man. And I can tell you that we had months of, like a month and a half of legitimate debate. It was not a landslide victory by any means. I think I had a phone call with Jack a couple times, called Jordan Fisher, and got he was actually one of the ultimate deciders, and just kind of like envisioning where I would end up. But it was like a little bit of a lifestyle deal, pretty much, right? Like, did I want to, get right back into a hard grind of streaming, which is kind of what I thought I wanted to, or, maybe take a little bit more time off and not have too many requirements for streaming, which would have been the YouTube side of things, and do more lifestyle, which is actually, kind of where we're at right now. Kind of like, it's kind of hard to hit, the streaming hours lately, just because, dude, it's kind of like a lull in the games right now, man. You know what I mean? Like,
it's tough.
It's very tough. It's very tough. And, we really believed in Mixer too. Like, actually, I want all my fans and everyone to know, like, dude, the amount of like faith that we actually had in the platform. Didn't think that Microsoft was going to be that big of like there was just this wall, bro, where we would talk to Mixer and we're like, hey, like, this is what really is preventing people from coming onto the platform. And then they were like, okay, we got to go to Microsoft. So it'll be like a year before we can make any changes. And it's like,
I will say to that point, I have learned so quickly how long it actually takes for decisions to be made and for those decisions to be enacted in like execution, because our company is obviously much smaller than Microsoft or any of these big corporations that people probably criticize online. But making meaningful changes to a platform that big, I can't imagine how many levels of approval it needs to go through internally. And getting that many people to work together in sync and actually get things done on a timeline that is respectable for the
I mean, dude, it's
this
not
day
even,
and age.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's crazy you mentioned it, like, right, even now it's hard for you to hit those streaming hours, right? Streaming is so lean. It's like one person in the camera, and that's kind of the magic behind it. And I think that's why it's so difficult for so many of these like traditional companies to come into the streaming space, because there are so many levels of approval and it's so hard for them to be lean, and because they have so many masters to answer to.
Yeah. And then when you look at the companies that are vying for it, it was Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon, Google, like 4 of the biggest companies in the world, where it's like, if there's gonna be slow moving and have a lot of people you need to get approved through, it's them. It's not even like it was a middle tier or someone that's up and coming. It was like, every decision that we want to do for YouTube gaming has to then go through YouTube, consider the whole platform, because when they make, let's say, members on YouTube, they don't just do it for gaming. They do it for makeup artists and vloggers and across the whole platform. Dude. And then anything you want to do through YouTube, then has to go through all of the Google umbrella and the Alphabet umbrella, which is even above that. So it's like, holy hell, when you think of that, every platform has to deal with it. So I totally get that. But and when you made this move to Mixer, there was a lot of things that Mixer had that people on Twitch or from other websites like, damn, that's crazy. Like how low their low latency mode was. I mean, it was instant.
Fantastic.
It was also so clear. The fidelity was so high on the platform.
The bit rate.
Hype Zone, Hype Zone, where it would show,
I didn't know that
the
Mixer,
end of the Battle Royale games was dope.
Amazing.
The stream interactions that were possible.
Amazing, dude. Yeah, no, they had they had so much potential, and it was the little things. It was retaining people. Like one thing, like they're to make a username, Microsoft email account only. Are you serious? Bro. Like. And then you had to and then they gave you a username just like they do with your Xbox Live account. And it was like, well, that's annoying. Now you got to go into the profile section completely off of what the stream is. And then you got to change your username if you want to be authentic and not whatever, super square 6972, what are auto generated.
That name rules, but other
than that,
actually my old gamer.
That's crazy. It was just, dude, so many barriers. And dude, here's the thing. Both my brothers and my wife needed actual Microsoft assistance to make an account because like they had an email, but it still
Did
wasn't
they use
letting
the
them.
paperclip?
Oh, bro,
Well,
it's just ridiculous.
It just makes you wonder what their priorities actually were for Mixer. Was it
I have no idea.
actually supposed to be a streaming platform, or was it like a means to an end to like expand the Microsoft business? And of course, when you make an acquisition like that internally, there's got to be motivation. Like,
Right.
how does this make sense for our overall business?
Yeah.
But for streaming, with how perceptive the audience is, those guardrails or that red tape that they had around account making, and just how hard it was to
Come on.
access all the features
The number
of the
one
website.
thing, like, hello, like signing up to a platform, like, what the fuck's not clicking, Steven? The fuck am I gonna do with 200? Okay, like, dude,
I need some money.
I need some money. It's like, what's not clicking, dude?
So let me ask you this, and anything after I already told the people in the room that are listening, we can cut it out. But how early did you find out that Mixer was going to be moving on from the streaming platform? Microsoft was pulling the plug.
Right.
And was it as exciting as the public has perceived it? Did you know right away that they would pay out your entire contract, or did you have to spend a lot of time with your lawyer to figure that out?
So I will tell you right now that we have the greatest lawyers in the country, man.
Turn up.
Shout out to Arsh. He's the biggest baller in the world. Him and his team are fantastic. But no, this wasn't some like long, we knew a month, 2 months ahead, we were like getting ready for it. Absolutely not. It was literally like we were having phone calls with our team and they were like, guys, it's not looking good. Like, we don't know what's going to happen, but like some decisions are being made. And then we found out like 72 hours, 48 hours before it happened. So we had like some sort of, but we knew.
How long were they talking internally?
Wait.
No
What
idea.
were you going to finish?
I was gonna say, but we knew that like no matter what, like this is why I said that Arch is an absolute god. We were taken care of. Because here's the thing, it wasn't we
The heist,
bro. I was streaming double my hours that I was supposed to. I think I was like 100. This was like peak COVID too, so this is like a 150-hour requirement. I think I had a month. I was doing 300 easy. So
That's
like
crazy.
I wanted it to win. You know what I mean? I want people to know. I wasn't like I just signed this big deal and I like cashed out and like I was streaming double my requirements for 6 months straight. Okay, and it still didn't work out, and it wasn't for lack of want. So I can't say I was disappointed with the. I mean, listen, dude. When someone tells you like, "Hey, man, you're getting out a year early with your deal, and you're still being taken care of," I mean, bro, it was a celebration in the Blevins household, obviously.
and of course it should be. You know what? To be honest with you, I'm probably one of the few people that can relate as to where your mental actually was. Obviously, in a much smaller capacity, much smaller vacuum. But when I left Twitch and went to MLG TV, I tried everything I could to get the 10 to 15 to 20,000 people that were watching me. Like when I left, I had
Absolutely.
like when I played tournaments on the weekends, I had 40,000 people watching. I couldn't get more than 2,000 people to watch me on MLG TV. And that does something to you mentally.
Oh, absolutely.
Without the lack of validation that you already had, it just it takes a toll on you. So
Dude,
I
you're literally
was
the
actually
best person to be talking to about this because that is exactly what was happening, bro. We were like, if it wasn't Fortnite, and if I wasn't like winning every other game dead ass, like it wasn't like you weren't getting 8K, 9K. But if I was doing Fortnite only for 12 hours and I was just playing out of my mind, I could hit maybe 10K, which was like somewhat amazing, but still, dude.
And so I was super happy to see your outcome because my outcome with MLG TV was much different. But good for
hey,
you.
look where you are, bro.
I interrupted you. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
I can't even remember. I think I was just kind of asking. I think you answered what I was going to ask. I was kind of like, where was your head right after, right? Like, but you said it was a celebration in the blood.
No, it was absolutely a celebration of the moment of like, oh my god, literally. It's just, I mean, come on. Like, I switched to a platform. And I did it for 100% good intentions, like top to bottom. It was for the industry. It was also obviously, lucrative. And all the decisions I made are still, like, they still happen. And I get out early. Like,